I want you to imagine something. I want you to imagine that you are walking through a forest trail on a bright and sunny summer day. The clear sky allows for the warm sunlight to easily filter through the sparse canopy, ensuring that you always stay at a pleasant temperature. Imagine the look of the leaves as they dance in the wind, hear the birds chirping as they fly overhead, and feel the relaxing warmth of the sun as you get drawn into this world in much the same way that one gets drawn into a book. You don't really have a particular reason for going on a walk today, you just noticed that the weather was beautiful and thought that it might be a nice day for a walk. After a little while the trail leads into a small grass-filled clearing. As you walk through it you notice something shiny half hidden by a few fallen leaves. You take a closer look and discover that it's a gold-colored cat bell attached to a silky bright blue ribbon. Curious as to why it's there you pick it up, and are suddenly overcome by a desire to put it on. You wrap the ribbon around your neck, tying a knot in the back. As soon as the knot has been tied, you find yourself thinking about how good it would be to just lie down and take a quick cat nap. The warmth of the sun is so relaxing and the grassy ground just seems like it would be so comfortable. You lazily and slowly lay down, the gentle breeze feeling as if it is petting your head as you rest it on the soft grass, the sun's warmth feeling like a soft and cozy blanket. I am going to count from 5 to 1. With each number that I count, you are going to feel so much better and more relaxed as your mind journeys to that wonderful edge between being awake and asleep. 1. You arch your back and stretch your arms and legs out, finding that this position feels so very wonderful and natural to be in. 2. Your eyes start to close as the elements help bring you deeper and deeper. 3. Your body starts to go limp as your relaxation brings a pleasant feeling of heaviness upon it. 4. You start to feel another gentle warmth, this one emanating from the cat bell, as it provides the last argument needed to finally convince your eyes to close. 5. Your thoughts start to fade away as you find yourself on that wonderful edge between the waking world and that of dreams. Occasionally a thought surfaces in your mind, but you are always far too tired and relaxed to bother paying attention to it. As you drift in and out of awareness you feel a nice pulling sensation at the base of your spine as a tail starts to grow. It's as long as your legs are tall and as wide as your arms are. It is very flexible and covered in a thick coat of short and luxurious fur that is the same color as your hair. You love your new tail and find having it to be completely natural as a gentle breeze slowly strokes it, making you feel even better and more relaxed. Then, you feel your ears start to shift to the top of your head as they take on the pointy shape of cat ears and fur like that on your tail grows on the back of them. It feels completely natural to have cat ears and at first you rotate them around a lot, your attention being drawn to every sound that was too quiet for your old ears to detect. But after a little while, an extra strong breeze starts to pet behind your ears, the euphoric sensations that it brings leading you back to the edge between wakefulness and sleep. You drift in and out of awareness for a while longer. Occasionally someone walks by you and tries to get your attention or gives you a weird look, but you just hiss at them and they go away, but eventually one person doesn't go away. You hiss at them again, but instead of leaving you alone they step closer. Forcing yourself to wake up a bit you actually take a proper look at this annoying person who won't go away. To your surprise, they appear to have fox ears and 9 long and exceptionally fluffy tails. However, your surprise quickly goes away when you think about it a bit more. After all, you're a Neko, so it's not really that weird that there are also Kitsunes. You groggily ask them what they want and they ask you if you have always been a Neko. You tell them that you haven't and they ask you when you changed. Hoping that answering them will get them to go, you tell them that it happened after you put the bell on. How unusual this is never once crossing your mind. The Kitsune tells you that they accidentally dropped the bell last night and its magic is what brought upon your transformation. They offer to reverse the effects of it for you, but the fact that you almost feel offended by this is all too clear on your face. They point out that you can't go back to your old life looking like this, but you don't care. The thought of going back to your old human life horrifies you, it just feels too good to be a Neko. A small, hopeful smile comes across their face, and they say that you could live with them if you want. You would have to help out a little bit around their cabin but it would be a far better life than living in the woods on your own. You think about their offer for a bit before saying that you'll try it. You know how mischievous foxes can be, so you are a bit hesitant to fully trust the Kitsune. The Kitsune can tell that you are a bit nervous and asks if they can come closer. You cautiously say yes, and they walk up to you and start to slowly stroke your head and back as a sense of calm and happiness comes over you. You find yourself nuzzling up against them affectionately, and they gently press your head into their chest, letting you listen to the relaxing rhythm of their heartbeat. You feel some instinct awaken within you and you start to purr just like a cute little kitten. You never knew that simply being petted could make you feel this good and relaxed. You aren't sure how, but some feline instinct within you tells you that you can trust them, and not just because they are being so kind to you. After a little while they release you, but you find that you are feeling extremely tired again and start to collapse onto the ground, feeling like the little bit of that standing that you did sapped all of your energy. The Kitsune catches you and gently lays you on the ground, a concerned look on their face. They say that they are so sorry that this happened, quickly explaining that while they weren't entirely sure of it, they suspected that they had made a minor mistake when creating the bell, and that apparently that mistake was not infusing it with enough energy. So when the bell was transforming you and burned through its own supply, it started to siphon off of yours. Because you've been half asleep since your transformation, you simply didn't notice how little energy you had. Fortunately, while you have lost an extreme amount of energy, you don't seem to be dangerously low, but they will need to carry you back to their cabin so that they can restore your energy. You let out a half-aware meow of acceptance as they lift you up a bit with their hands. You don't get why, since they clearly aren't strong enough to carry you, but start to understand what is going on when you feel tails start to move under you as they lift you up, cradling your entire body. Their tails gently roll you over and lightly press your face against their chest, allowing their relaxing heartbeat to fill your ears and ease your mind once more. You don't know how long they carry you for, but as you drift in and out of awareness like you have done so many times before, you feel a sort of bond forming with this Kitsune. Despite having just met them, you feel a sense of affection towards them. They are taking care of you and have offered you a new home. Even if it is their fault that you turned into a Neko, they didn't just force you to become a human again. They let you into their life, and while you aren't sure how, you are 100% sure that yours with them will be a good and fulfilling one. They eventually arrive at a large single-story cabin, the sun having almost set below the horizon. They open the door and carry you inside, resting you on a couch in front of a log-filled fireplace. They snap their fingers and suddenly the fireplace roars to life, causing you to attempt to jump back as you let out a weak hiss, but you are just too tired to move. They apologize for startling you and walk back over to you. They place a few colorful-looking crystals near you and hold their hands over you as you start to feel energy re-enter your exhausted body as they silently work their powerful magic. You hadn't noticed it before, but you were actually rather stressed about how little energy you had. With that stress now gone, you quickly fall asleep with a smile on your Neko face. You spend the next day drifting in and out of sleep. The Kitsune spends most of the day with you, opening your mouth when you are awake occasionally to give you some kind of milk with other stuff mixed in to help with your recovery process. While at one point they explain to you that they are giving you the special milk because it is generally better to let you recover through natural means than through magic, they end up spending most of the time doting you, telling you how cute you are and how soft your fur is as they slowly stroke and pet you. You are really embarrassed by this at first and end up being a blushing mess, but eventually you start to really appreciate the compliments and find that they mean a lot to you. They also occasionally bring you to a bathroom, helping you do your business without violating your privacy. The day after that you feel completely fine, as evident by you enthusiastically nuzzling them when they wake you up. Then, you notice that there are small colorful flames that dance in the air, illuminating the cabin with a mesmerizing display of grace and light. You ask the Kitsune about them and they tell you that it is foxfire, and that they can make it so that it doesn't light things on fire and so that it doesn't hurt who they don't want it to, so you have nothing to worry about. Your curiosity satisfied for now, they show you around the cabin, which contains the living room that you've been sleeping in, a bathroom, a kitchen, a pantry, a room containing many magical implements that you have no idea what do, and a bedroom. There are also a few closets scattered around the cabin. The little tour ends in the bedroom and they apologetically tell you that they only have one bed. In a distracted tone of voice you tell them that that's all right, having noticed that the sunbeam coming through the open window has lit up the end of the bed. Some feline instinct takes over, and as if in a trance you walk over to it and curl up in the sunbeam. The Kitsune smiles at your relaxed form and says that they think that they know where you'll be sleeping. Then, they talk to you about what kind of chores you'll have. All you will have to do is catch any rodents that you see and release them far away from the cabin, a task which you will find to be great fun. Occasionally get stuff for them, and your favorite duty of all, snuggle with them whenever they want you to, and that's bound to be pretty often. With you having accepted the responsibilities of your new life, you find that your memories of before you put on the cat bell become distant, as if they are not truly your own. While you know that they are truly your memories, you also know that you will no longer think about them much. In fact, there may come a time when you stop thinking about them altogether. You tell the Kitsune what is happening with your memories, and they shrug, suggesting that it might be some form of dissociation with your past life, but making it clear that they really aren't sure. As they are saying this, they search through the closet in there, and now your room until they find a few things and put them in a bag. They tell you to follow them as they head outside and go to a clearing near their cabin. Once you arrive, they take something out of their bag. It's a laser pointer. They tell you that it is strong enough to be seen even in the day, and before you know it you are mindlessly pouncing on a little red circle that keeps evading capture. They move it around for what feels like hours as you have more fun than you've ever had in your entire life. You occasionally look at them and are always thrilled to see that they appear to be having as much fun as you are. After a while they put away the laser pointer and take out a cat tease. It's a simple one, just a stick with a medium-length piece of string that is connected to the end of the stick on one end, and a bunch of feathers on the other. They wave in front of your face and you almost manage to grab it before it is yanked away from you. The two of you play for a while, running around the forest and even climbing a tree at one point. Eventually the sun starts to set and the two of you head back to the cabin, your bond with each other having become even stronger. As you walk back you realize that you don't know the Kitsune's name, so you ask them. They look embarrassed as they apologize for not telling you and tell you that it is Kit. You thank them and another question pops into your head. You ask them why they made the bell, and they tell you that a while ago they were just a human, but a Kitsune took them in and gave Kit a new life and the new name that it has right now. Kit's new life had been wonderful and happy, but they always wanted to be able to bring that feeling to other people, so they asked the Kitsune that had taken them in to teach them their magic. Eventually Kit mastered it to such a degree that, with their consent, the Kitsune that was taking care of them gave them the honor of becoming a Kitsune, allowing their powers to flourish into what they are now. Many years later, Kit moved out to try and achieve their goals but stayed in touch with the other Kitsune and visits them frequently, spending more time with them than living alone. Kit tells you that you are going to love meeting the other Kitsune and that they will love to meet you. As they finish telling you this they reach the cabin and walk inside. They tell you that they are going to make some fish for dinner and that they have one more surprise for you. They take a ball of yarn out of their bag and roll it on the ground. In mere seconds your cat instincts take over and you pounce at the ball of yarn, determined to slay this wound-up foe. You aren't sure how much time has passed, but by the time the ball of yarn is at half health Kit tells you that dinner is ready and calls you over. You walk over to the table that they are sitting at and before they serve you they put a glass of milk and a bowl of milk in front of you, asking you to tell them which it feels more natural to use. You drink from the glass first and blush in embarrassment as you have trouble resisting the urge to lap up the milk. You then lap up the milk in the bowl and find that you aren't at all embarrassed. In fact, lapping up the milk felt completely natural and far more enjoyable than when you had finally managed to drink it from the cup like a human. You tell Kit your preference and they put the cup by the sink and get the fish. They place it in front of you and you thank them for it. You find that you don't have any desire to eat it differently than how a human would, but that it tastes so good that it's barely been a minute before you've finished the fish, at which point you find yourself licking the plate clean. Kit seems to find this behavior amusing and rubs the top of your head, causing you to blush cutely. You feel so thankful to Kit that when they are done eating you offer to do the dishes for them, and they thank you and gladly accept your offer as they head to the couch in the living room, igniting some foxfire within the fireplace as they approach. Once you are done with the dishes, Kit calls for you, telling you that it is time for you to fulfill one of your duties and snuggle with them. You happily walk over to them and see that they are sitting up against the end of the couch with their legs sticking out in front of them. They are spread apart just enough for you to sit in between them. You sit down with your back and head leaning against them, your legs sticking out just like theirs are. And that's how we got here, my sweet little Neko. I bet I know something that we would both like. Feel me wrap my arms around you in my warm embrace as I hold you close, one arm wrapped around your chest, the other gently holding the side of your head against my chest as I slowly stroke it, my rhythmic heartbeat making its way to your ears once more. Ah, your purring is so cute and adorable. Hey, I have another idea. See my tail? I'm just going to push this one between your arms and, yes, that's it. Hold that tail close to you like I hold you close to me. Isn't it so nice? Say, I do have one last trick. The Kitsune that took care of me had a habit of only partially transforming to their mostly human forms so that they still had fox fur. If I just shift slightly. And there. I now have a nice coat of fur covering my entire body. Wow, your purring has become so much stronger, I can see why you are enjoying this. In fact, I would say that snuggling up with them in their partially transformed state is probably one of my favorite things to do with the other Kitsune when I visit them. Now, what I am about to say will affect your subconscious, but neither you or I will have any recollection of me having said this in it, so I will now let your subconscious know that the effects of this hypnosis file will become inactive if they are a risk to your physical body or your well-being, if they are a risk to your social or professional life, if there is an emergency that they would prevent you from dealing with to the best of your abilities, or if they are a risk to your mental health. Also, any effect of this hypnosis file that was an issue will become active again once it no longer will be one. Additionally, you will never find this hypnosis file or the effects of it even slightly addicting. After I finish this sentence we will no longer forget everything that I say. And now I think that I'll keep you here with me for a while. Maybe I'll let you drift off to sleep, or maybe I'll alter your mind in ways that you desire, in ways that, unlike the changes that the cat bell brings, will affect you even when your mind isn't in this place. Either way you'll just have to wait and see, with nothing to do but feel happy and relaxed. Regardless of what I do next, I'm going to keep on snuggling with you for a while. By the way, eventually your mind will be forced to leave this place and return to the normal world, but you can always come back here by saying I want to be with the Kitsune in the woods. When you do, you will sit or lay down if you haven't already and your mind will return here. If you want me to alter your mind I will do so, and if you just want to spend time with me I will happily accept your offer. Also, if you want me to alter your mind it will return to your world once I have finished doing so, and the same goes for if I decide to alter it now. If you come to me for any other reason your mind will unfortunately be forced to leave this place after an hour has passed in the normal world. By the way, if you want me to help you sleep you can also come here seeking help with that, and when you do eventually fall asleep your sleeping mind will be transported back into the normal world. Now it's time for me to decide what to do with you. If you hear a voice after I say the phrase rest, my little kitten, even if that voice sounds different than the one you hear now, you will know that it is in fact my voice and it will shape your mind with ease. If you don't hear my voice after I say that phrase I will keep snuggling with you and petting you until you drift off to sleep, and I can guarantee that it will take no more than 10 minutes in the normal world for that to happen. Now, it's been a long day, so rest, my little kitten.